Hey guys, what's up? Evelyn M.Vail here, back again with another Wattpad book review. Long time no hear or kinda see. Missed y'all. So, I did a little bit of all the boring stuff in a previous video, so I'm gonna get straight into it today. So, I'm going to be reviewing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories today, and then doing another one on Saturday, and hopefully one on Sunday. So I've hit 51 people asking me to do reviews for their books. So I noticed I wasn't going to do anything like any boring speeches, but I just want to give you guys a quick overview of what's going to start happening. So I'm going to start taking chunks of chapters, so like maybe read 4 chapters, write an overall review about them, and tell you how your story is building up, and so forth. Give my opinion, take out bits and pieces. If I see anything that's like bothering me, like maybe a slight mistake, I'll point that out during my reviews. Once again, I'm giving you guys, not giving you, but offering you guys a hand. In other words, let's say for instance, you want me to review chapter 12 and I'm only on chapter 4, I will skip ahead to chapter 12, review it, and then go back to chapter 4 and carry on and so forth. But anyway, enough of that, going straight in. So we're starting with the Assassin's Blade. As you guys know, this is one of my personal favourites. So I've gone to chapter 4. So chapter 2, I really like the character Kathleen and Frederick. Frederick is quite a joker because, I don't know, he has no courage, yet he has courage in a sense. Not that he has courage, but I like how you made him build up that courage to stand up for the woman, which was really nice. It kind of gave you this sense of pride for him because you're like, oh yeah, I know he's a weakling, but yeah, he still full on put his hand on his sword or gun, I can't remember which one, sorry. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go knock you out. So, also, I like the fact that he's a man of his word. Like, he foretold us that he doesn't like the sight of blood. And when he finally did see the sight of blood, when he went into that guy's private cabin, he passed out. Man of his word. At least we know that he always tells the truth, isn't he? And in chapter 3, you had a really, this was from a woman's perspective. Overview quickly. So guys, spoilers alert! This is an overview quickly. This is about some woman that she's going to be the first police officer or like head police officer that's a female. So I really like this feminism again from it. Also the strong female character. Sorry. God. I have a bit of a bad throat. Like I was saying, as usual, you use description. This chapter was amazing. When you describe the area she lived in, you're all like, oh, it's not a slum. But in my opinion, I'm thinking, if having to lock the door 3 times is not a slum, then what actually is a slum in the story you're writing? Because to me, that's pretty bad. But yeah, so great use of description. You kind of really built up the area she lives around and she lives in. And then I like this conflict. Like when she found out about the murder and then they're all like, oh, we don't want you to go because there's somebody we like there. I'm thinking, oh, does she know the person that got murdered? But then when they said it was Frederick, I was like, ooh, conflict between my 2 favorite characters at the moment. So I was really I couldn't wait to get to chapter 4 because I wanted to find out what Frederick did so wrong that made her hate him so much. So chapter 4 came along, and as always, okay, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I have like a soft spot for relationship dramas and stories, but this one takes the cake. Please tell me, how does Frederick, my main man, disappoint me by he left her because his dad said he didn't like her? Like, what a wuss. Like, that just really disappointed me. And like, you can't give up the girl you like just because of your father. But then he did say he was weak, and I've seen him grow within the first of chapter 2. At the same time, I feel like she needs to let it go. Not let it go, but you know what I mean. She can't hold on to that group forever. But I want to see how this progresses because, you know, I'm a little bit rooting for them to get back together. Like, come on. So that's it. I got up to chapter 4 and so far overview. Love the story as usual. Really like this build up. It's awesome. Next we have The Legend of the White Witch. So chapter 2. So the cliffhanger ending made me so happy that I was finally going to read chapter 2 because I've been waiting desperately. I've been controlling myself, and with my lack of internet I've been like, no. But yeah, so the description's amazing and you love the twist. I've always been a major fan of wood carvings. So you know that little leprechaun, he wasn't a leprechaun, what was he? Dwarf. So you know when the dwarf was in a little wood carving, I would have loved to be there because I've always believed that when someone carves something with wood, they put a little bit of themselves into it. Okay, and then we have... But then, skip that part a little bit. I had like a huge sigh of relief that she was alive because when chapter 1 ended with her being attacked by something, I was thinking, okay, when she wakes up, she's going to find herself with one arm, maybe no legs, missed a couple of toes, you know, just a few bits and pieces. But yeah, I was happy she was well and alive. I feel, like, just in my opinion, that it was unfair that she called the dwarf a coward. Because in some ways, I can see why he wouldn't care. It's not his village, it's not his people, it's not his problem. And it's like a suicide mission. He knows that he can't beat them. He knows that he's going to die if he runs into them. So why would he risk his life for people who aren't important to him? So, yeah, I can't really say it was his fault. Like, I'm trying to think of a way how it's not his fault. But then, you get what I'm saying. Like, there was no benefits for him. There were just cons, like complications. Okay, and then the description of the so the description of the dungeon was really well written. Like, it's built up this vivid image. I could actually imagine myself sitting there, almost half in tears, because I don't ever want to be in jail. I ain't going back there. But like, it annoying that everyone in her village decided to blame her, because think about it, she came all the way back. She could have hidden. She was perfectly safe, hiding inside that dwarf's house, bashing her head against the ceiling. But she got out, ran. Yeah, you know, a little running motion there. Ran to come and save them, and you blame her for everything, even though with the way the orcs, or is that what they're called, orcs or ogres, the way they started coming towards her makes me feel a little bit hesitant, because now I'm kind of feeling a little bit like, yeah, maybe it was a little bit your fault, but you rectified it by killing like 3 of them. So chapter 3, so I go up to chapter 3. I personally believe that you need to shorten the chapters slightly, like not huge, but just a little bit, because I feel like the chapter's a bit too lengthy. Because that's just me. Like, I always believe a chapter is supposed to be between 1,500 to 2,500 words. But I feel like yours is a lot more, unless it's just my imagination. And then, like, from the third chapter, I can tell one thing. People aren't what they say they are. Hello, Peter has magic. When that part came, I was like, he has magic. Doesn't that mean he's a witch? Which means he should have been hung or flung into water, or the twisters are just never ending with the story so far. And then I really like the fairy princess, because she has a strong yet humble personality, and the fact that Alex, which is her bodyguard, once again, spoilers, Alex has a moody personality which really blends well with the princess's loud, obnoxious, carefree attitude. It's perfect. It's like a perfect blend. So, first 3 chapters and my head's already bubbling with questions, so I can't wait to get back on to reading this story and carrying on. Next, we have To Kill Gods or Die Trying. So, this is chapter 2. I don't know why I was crying, but I started crying because I'm thinking about how everything started off so sweet, like him hugging and kissing his wife, and everything was just being romantic and a little bit foul play and bickering, and it just ended so horrible with him being stuck in that game. Like, but then at the same time, I'm a little bit happy that he at least talked to his wife one last time. Like, imagine if he went into the game and he had a huge argument with his wife or something. That would make me really upset because there's a chance that he might never see her again. And then chapter 3. What the heck? I mean, what the actual heck? My heart during this was beating so much. Like, I really thought it was unique the way you switched between the announcer and the main character, explaining everything, but I felt a huge tug in my heart when all those people died. Like, they literally killed 40,000 people. I should bring that part down. They killed 40,000 people, like 40,000. Done. That's a whole load of mourning, that's a whole load of funerals just for a game. It's like a setup. It's like, I like how the main character was just trying to motivate his friends and tell them it's not a glitch, it's okay, everything's okay. But then that happens, which just throws you into a little bit of a frenzy. But yeah, To Kill God to Die Trying, that is a deep book right there. I can feel the deepness. Moving on, we have Ashes. So, chapter 2, whoa. Very depressing and emotional. Like, I really like your two characters because even in this depressing time, they still find a way to find joy, happiness, friendship, this love, like the sisterly love. And I really enjoy these cliffhangers you put at the ending for us that makes us want to read more. So, chapter 3, I found a few sentences that I think you need to change, nothing, but you actually have to change. So, the first one is, I'm sorry, your town and your families, but it's safe here, we should leave. So, you have two quotation marks in it. So you have open quotation, I'm sorry that your town and families, close quotation, open quotation, all in the same sentence. You need to correct that. You need to get rid of the two middle quotations and make it into one straight sentence. You made the same mistake again with having speech marks in the middle of a sentence. So if you're trying to make it that he stops talking, him or she or whatever stops talking in between, you need to add like something going. Okay, for instance, everything will be okay, Zena. I know it hurts right now, but we have to move on. Close quotation. I quickly ran my hand through my hair, just looking around, panicked. We can't stay here, there's nothing for us here. She paused and looked sincerely at her. Not anymore. So you did it in the last part of this, but like in that part you just needed to add something so that it separates the quotations. But like, okay, so then another little problem you have is that your speech is a little bit hard to follow. I can say this because even for me, that's one of the biggest problems I have with my writing. I always find that people always telling me that I need to work on the flow of my speech, so people start getting confused about who's speaking and who's not speaking. I have to keep going over and over until they figure out the flow. I've always said that there's no such thing as rules in writing, which there isn't, but there is basic. You just need to work on a way so that people know this person's speaking and then that person's speaking. But overall, I really like it. I can say it's a really good and unique idea you have coming across. You just have to tweak a few things, but overall, it's a really good book. Moving on to World Eater. So, as usual, you left me with such an intense cliffhanger. Like, you understand, when I opened World Eater and I saw that chapter 2 was out, I was like, what? Like, gunshots, fireworks, a little bit of a funky dance, and my mom looked at me like, are you okay? But I just had a couple questions I want to ask. Who was that girl in the beginning? Because I love the realisticness of this dream, like the way the second chapter started with this dream and then it ended with him being a slave. Like, I don't even understand. Because in the first chapter, he's on a roof. So what happened between him being on the roof to him being locked up and getting branded? Like, they got fire thing, I can't remember what they're called, and stabbed it into him. Like, my boy Valentine must have cried. So, like, it's a really cool, there's like a little part missing in it that I want to find out, which means I'm waiting for you to bring out another chapter once again so you can start explaining some things to me. And lastly, yes, that's right guys, notes as usual. Lastly, we have Malfunction. So, chapter 2, as usual, great use of description. Love the sense of mystery and strong and emotional female character. Also, it's so cool they have like a cyborg thing going on and like virtual reality and different worlds. And then chapter 3, so sim program. Is this actually like a game that turns out to be real life? And okay, the twist and turn to the story is amazing. Like, I've read a lot of stories on Wattpad and they have a lot of their own twists, but this one is like, they have a goofy way of throwing it in, like they're just casually talking about problems they're having and so forth. 1 second guys. And like, so the pace he kept with the story meant that your readers, me being one of them, was constantly at the edge of their seats waiting for something bad to happen. Like, I had so many moments when I saw one of the guards or something would go bash through the door and be like, "You're under arrest for helping the fugitives," or "Bah, bah, 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 bah." Or the cyborg guy turned suddenly against them and she actually helped some criminals. And I really like your 3 characters you've shown us so far. They have each their own personality that's all like starky and like carefree in this dark and this dark moment in the book. So that's it for the reviews for today. Once again, thank you for watching if you're watching, and I really enjoyed doing them and enjoyed reading them. I'm going to try to do another 6 tomorrow. Not tomorrow, on Saturday. But I'm going to talk a little bit, like, this is about book reviews, but talking about a little bit about uni. So, holler at me if any of you are going uni this year or going back this year. This is my geekiness, just invested in this. It's a academic diary from John Lewis. But if you're in America, you just have to put in ban.do.com and the website for this will come up. I thought it was, like, I don't usually advertise things. This isn't really an advert. I just had to show you guys. I thought it was really cute because it has, like, different things and different dates. So I'm going to be, I know, cute, right? I'm very busy. So I'm now going to be doing like planning a little bit more and try to get things more set and around. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and also send me some private messages about things I can change, need to improve. Once again, thank you guys. Bye!